Hi there, this is Dr. Kgrant here with 5 ways to avoid stress around the holidays. This is part of your weekly health tip that will be delivered every single week. And I do this to help women that wrestle with symptoms of food addiction like overeating, food cravings, binges, especially nighttime binges, and even emotional eating, because scientific studies have been published recently and even dating as far back as a few years over past decade that depression and emotional eating are actually linked together with symptoms of food addiction like binging and overeating. So I take a very unique approach with my doctorate degree being focused in health psychology, with the fact that we don't discuss calorie counting, we don't discuss fasting or any of that, because the reality is everything, and I do mean everything, is rooted in your mind. If we don't have your mindset focused and programmed the right way and the right approach in place, no matter what diet you stick to or that you try to stick to, especially with the new year coming up, it's not going to work for the long term. And the only way to make something work for the long term is to address your mindset and the areas of your life that perhaps are providing a certain block to keeping you from reaching your goals. So, with that being said, the 5 things I'm going to be discussing to avoid stress around the holidays include: number one, set your lifestyle and your intentions and an identity. Okay? Sorry. Set your lifestyle around your intentions and identity. Number two, look at your body as a temple and a machine. 3, don't live like you didn't know the truth. Number 4, be willing to evict anything that doesn't align with where you are going. And number 5, the 5th item that I'll be discussing today is: don't give anyone, and I do mean anyone, permission to make you feel ugly. Okay? So these are the top topics that I will be discussing in 5 ways to avoid stress around the holidays. Let's go. First, setting your lifestyle around your intentions and your identity. Who are you? Who are you really? When you wake up in the morning, what are the 3 things that come to your mind so far as when you think about who and what you are? Are you a mom? Are you an athlete? Are you a wife? Are you identifying as a hard worker? Are you identifying as, on the other note, the inverse? Are you identifying as a person that isn't living up to their own expectations and disappoints yourself frequently? Are you identifying as unreliable? Allow me to explain. If you're identifying in the inverse of what it is that you desire, this can cause you a lot of stress. And this stress affects what's called your self-efficacy and your ability to believe that you can accomplish the goals that you set forth. And until we address who and what you identify as, everything else comes to a standstill. Perfect example. If you identify yourself as a runner, it changes the lens in which you view the world. Runners don't look at going out to run as really exercise. Runners don't look at, for the day that they're scheduled to run, that they should run. They look at it that they get to run or that they must run. Their shoulds become must. They plan their schedule around what's important to them. It's non-negotiable. That is a cornerstone in their life. So I ask you, for who you are today, are you happy? Are you satisfied? If not, let's start by when you roll over in the morning, actually before you go to bed, set 3 things that are mission priority for you to address the following day. And then when you roll over that morning, seriously, write them down and put them in your phone. And put it in your phone in the calendar section, not a to-do list. To-do lists are sometimes where good intentions go to die. Instead, put it in your calendar based on what you're visualizing for your day. And this will allow you to gain momentum and move in the direction of what it is that you desire. Number 2, second, looking at your body as a temple and a machine. This is rooted in epigenetics as well as health psychology. What works for your friend may not work for you. This is because everyone's body is unique. A scientist that was the founder of biochemical individuality studied the hearts, the livers, and the stomachs of hundreds of people upon thousands of people and found several irregularities. And even more recently, in a study conducted on identical twins that were fed the same thing for 2 weeks, I believe, muffins in the morning and I think sandwiches in the afternoon, just to study their biocomposition, were found to metabolize these items differently. Now, I ask you, and I pose this situation and scenario to you in order to get you to really think and wrap your mind around how unique you really are, is if identical twins, when fed the same thing for breakfast and for lunch over the course of 2 weeks under a scientific study, their bodies responded differently. Okay, and they were completely identical biochemically and individually. They were identical biologically. What do you think happens with you? Okay, so maybe in your family you've always sat there and discussed that you're big boned and that's the reason why you can't lose any weight, or everybody has the same health issue. Not necessarily. There are several factors ranging from environmental to what it is that you eat, and you have to be willing to take a step back and look at your body as a temple and a machine and seeing what sustains me, what sustains my temple, what helps me feel whole and complete, and what works for me energetically to give me what it is that I need in order to succeed at the individual challenges for my life. Okay? 3, don't live like you didn't know the truth. What do I mean by that? You have friends, you have family members, and it's the holidays, and everyone is coming from a place, hopefully, of love. However, do you ever notice that you have friends and or family members that consistently are either negative, or they're know-it-alls, or they seem to have the ego the size of Texas, and no matter what you share with them, they've always done something similar or done something better or something like that, okay? They diminish your accomplishments. The reality is this. I used to serve as a dean of academic affairs over a university years ago, and I would have countless staff meetings where my staff would talk about either each other or or students that they interacted with, and they would be upset at something that was said or something that was done, and I would always ask them, all right, when you really take a hard and fast look at this in terms of what that student or what that coworker did, are you really surprised that they said or did that thing? And 100% of the time, the answer is, when they really take a chance to take a step back and reflect, the answer is always, not really. Okay, so here's the key to this. Everyone, and I mean everyone, good or bad, has a pattern. It is your job to identify said pattern and anticipate it in order to keep and maintain your peace and your sanity. When you are able to identify someone's pattern, you are able to visualize a response that doesn't pull the energy from you and pull your life force from you in the form of raising your stress levels, especially around the holidays when you're trying to keep your peace and stay in a certain frame of mind. Okay. And this crosses over and leads into the plans that you had for yourself, even for maintaining that healthy weight or embracing that healthy lifestyle. If you get off ramped because of someone's well-intentioned or not so well-intentioned response and interaction to you, essentially what winds up happening is you don't keep and maintain the promises made to yourself. Okay. Fourth item. Be willing to evict anything, and I mean anything, that doesn't align with where you are going, okay? Grab a sheet of paper when you can. Write down life, career, your body, finances, relationships. Draw a circle on the left side of the page and then draw an arrow to the right side of the page and draw a circle at the end of that arrow. Okay, on the left side is where you currently are with each item. On the right side of the page is where you want to be and future you. Now, I want you to begin to think about what is it that you specifically are doing to help you get to where it is that you want to go and where future you is supposed to be. And then I want you to write down under each section, your life, your career, your body, your finance, your relationship, what habits, just two for each section. 2 habits that right now you can quickly just zero in on that are not helping you and are not aligning with where you are going in these areas. And then for the area that seems to have the most weight, the area that seems to really, really be the most challenging for you, pick one area, just one, and decide today how you're going to start eliminating that habit. Now, in my health coaching program under edibleaddiction.com, we have several tools that help you in, number one, defining and determining which habits are perhaps the most meatiest habits that you need to switch and change and move even by a degree, and also tools on how to help you move those habits and also how to get you to where you need to go to future you so that you can actually experience a better quality of life and a healthier quality of life than God originally intended for you. Now, fifth, don't give anyone permission to make you feel ugly, okay? There's an old expression that says that no one can make you feel anything without your consent. And you have to remember, when a person makes you feel ugly on inside or out, it's usually stemming from someplace, a deficiency in their life. Maybe they're feeling low on energy, or they're feeling inadequate, or maybe they're feeling, shall we say, unloved even. And instead of really addressing their root issue, okay, they are trying to pull your energy down by making you feel unloved as well. You have anyone in your life like that? And this doesn't even have to be someone that's permanently in your life. It could be someone that you encounter at your local drive-through, okay, at your local grocery store when you ask them a question and it seems like you get the worst customer service ever and all you simply asked was, where do I find a snow shovel? You know, and you get the worst customer service ever and you're wondering, okay, did I say something wrong? All I simply asked you is, where was the said item that I came here to look for? It's not you. It's that person. They're feeling really low in their life. Okay, so when you make sure to not give someone permission to make you feel ugly, or if someone says something to you about your weight, or someone says something about your looks, recognize that it's something going on with them. It has nothing to do with you. And this will allow you to keep your sanity, and it will also allow you to reduce your stress level. And when you do that, what happens is you reduce your cortisol level. That is the chemical that's released throughout your body when you are stressed. Okay. When you wind up not releasing that chemical or downgrading the ability for your body to create that chemical, you wind up experiencing less stress. You also over time wind up experiencing less weight gain around the middle, because a huge sign of extreme stress is gaining weight around your waistline. So you begin in time to shrink your waistline because you're reducing your stress levels, which is the reason for this entire health tip. Because stress in the areas of your life, like your relationships, your career, how you feel about your finances and your spending habits, your life in general, your spirituality, all these things contribute, add or take away to your stress level and your ability to essentially live. And these things are the keys. These things are the keys to your health. So you have to address the whole thing 360 degrees in order to really get to the root of the problem in terms of why you're not making, or why you could tweak your health goals just a little bit. All right, if this resonated with you, I invite you to apply and get on the mailing list for my new program, 30 Days to Wonderful, a overeating and food addiction reset that will be starting January 2nd. You can reach me through edibleaddiction.com, or you can email me at kgrant@phoenix6, with the 6 spelled out, SIX.com. All right, thank you so much for listening in. My name is Dr. Kgrant, and I am a transformational health coach that believes in helping you in all aspects of your life. And I work with women that are just truly sick and tired of being overwhelmed with trying to lose weight and overcome symptoms of food addiction, such as food cravings, overeating, and binges. And I do that by taking complete immersion into your life and helping you get over the fear that blocks you so that you can be your better and your very best self. And at the same time, you lose weight and hit your goals. All right. Once again, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Much love. Bye.